Happy New Year! It looks like it's going to be an exciting one. What's up, everybody? Welcome back. It is Happy New Year, and this is Bubba's Bottom Line for Sunday, January the 5th, 2020. 2020 hindsight. And of course, we started the year off on Thursday with a bang, huge up move. And of course, suddenly we have a little geopolitical action going on and took out another terrorist, the general from Iran. And of course, our good friend Billy Graham says Lindsey Graham says that we should crush their economy and abscond and take out their oil fields. So, and I cannot disagree with that. I think that is probably the right move and the right thing to do as we continue to see terrorism everywhere in the world. Of course, there's plenty of terrorism right here with many of those that just don't get it and just don't care about America and that hate America. So, again, I think that's, one of the bigger issues, but we'll get into more of that in our commentary at the end of the show. But in the meantime, the markets, closed almost on their highs of the year and made new highs again on Thursday and sold off a little bit. But I think you can see by the action that they're just not ready to go down yet. And why fight it? Okay. I would say that this year, I think the biggest risk creation that we're going to see is by the bubble builders of all time, the central banking system, the Federal Reserve, the people that believe that there should be no need for recessions, which we know is actually perfectly natural and perfectly healthy. And we stand by our opinion that we are in the very early stages of a recession. And if you don't believe it, all you have to do is go back and look at the ISM numbers, the manufacturing numbers, which are typically the only true numbers that you can possibly get in this world, because they are not reported by the government. They are numbers that are from a private group that puts out these numbers. We've now had 5 consecutive months of declining manufacturing. So what does that mean? Well, it doesn't mean a lot today, but if you tie that in connection with the lack of freight hauling, the Baltic Dry Index, and other things, it's telling you right to your face that there's a slowdown coming. Okay? Again, it doesn't matter. We know that it's going to come. It's just like we know the market's going to have another sell-off. But for those who continue to want to believe elsewise, want to blame somebody, markets and economies go through cycles. It's that simple. I mean, again, the Federal Reserve has been one of the worst things in mankind. Okay, we're now in our 107th year of misery with them. All right, again, this is the problem, that when you continue to think that you can print money. Okay, but if you take a look at the graph behind me, we talk about this. If inflation, okay, there's no inflation. There's no inflation for those who want to save. There's no inflation for the elderly who want to put their money in the bank instead of in the stock market. But if we ask any farmer, okay, whose grain prices are, let's say, the same as they were, okay, some are higher, some are lower, but they're around the same area. Ask them about what their input costs are, about what it costs to plant that same crop to get the same money. Okay, look at your own lifestyle. Okay, if you're old enough to remember, in fact, I was talking to my mom this morning about that. My dad never made a lot of money, but we lived a good middle class lifestyle. Okay, and yet my mom never worked. Okay, but again, the money doesn't go the same way, so it's forcing you to make more and more and more to buy less and less and less. So you want to talk about no inflation? To me, that's the biggest bunch of bull ever. Okay, but of course, a lot of it has to do with the idiot taxes, especially in the state I live in, Illinois, but many of the other democratic states across the country that suck everybody dry with tax money. I mean, I can drive across the border and pay $1 a gallon less for gas. Okay, because of all the taxes that are added onto my gasoline right here in the city of Chicago, in the state of Illinois. So again, This is the problem that we have, is that we're an overtaxed society, that we have too many benefits, we have too many giveaways that we give to everybody. But the central bank is one of the creators of that, because they refuse to stop printing money and say, hey, balance your budgets, okay? If you or I ran our households as the government runs its house, we'd be in bankruptcy or in jail, one of the two, okay? It's a criminal offense to watch them piss away money like it was nothing, okay? And of course, the Federal Reserve, supposedly a private organization, okay, but they do report to Congress. I mean, let's get real, okay? But as I said, the stocks basically shrugged off yesterday's action and World War III action, and again, we'll see how it plays out. We know at some point there'll be a sell-off, but again, things are slowing down. Okay, it's a natural evolution of markets, of an economy, of everything. And if you think it's not, then you must come from another planet. Okay, you cannot avoid. Just look at any business. If you've owned a business, okay, you go through ebbs and flows, okay? There's competition, there's things that come out, there's things that change, okay? So at the end of the day, okay, it's those that are strong enough that understand how to fight through all these things. And of course, we see gold taking off. We saw the fear assets have a big move yesterday, and we'll cover those again more in our actual market commentary. And of course, we're into the final 10 months now of the election campaign, and of course, the left can't even find a candidate that they can run. The one guy that they were banking on, I think he doesn't remember where he's at half the time. Okay, so will it be a brokered convention, which is probably a pretty good bet right now? Okay, to bet on a brokered convention, because I don't think anybody's going to win the nomination on that side. They can't get far enough left, okay, to want to take away your money. Okay, you can support them all you want. Okay, and again, I am a libertarian. I am not a right. I am not a left. I am down to center. I'm what the original political system was meant to be. They have some different views on social policies, but not on economic policies. But of course, this is what we've grown into. But remember, they want to tax you. They want your dollars. Okay, and the hugest supporters are the ones that spent the millions and millions of dollars on finding all the tax loopholes first. So all their money's put away. So they're not exposing themselves to having to pay more taxes. That's the same as Warren Buffett, who says he's not paying enough taxes. Well, Warren, why do you take $12 million in dividends and only $100,000 a year in pay? Why don't you take the $12 million in pay and pay the payroll taxes? Well, because obviously it wouldn't be to his benefit. So, I mean, again, it's a bunch of nonsense, okay? And there's those that think that Trump will be defeated easily. I will say today, it is January 5th of 2020, that Trump will win, not only when he will win in a landslide. I don't care who he's running against, okay? The only thing you have to watch out for is some of these billionaire lefties that want control, that may try to force a recession before it's time. Okay, they may want to force the markets lower. And if you know how you're doing and you have enough money and you're willing to take the risk, you can probably do so. But I don't see any way that he's going to be defeated. I don't see any way that anybody would want him to be defeated, considering that, as he said, he would try to clean up the swamp. And, based on what you can do in the swamp, which is virtually nothing, especially with the deep state always lurking around the corner, okay, you can see that. I would tell you this, and I said this, I think, a couple of weeks ago, there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be looking for lawyers pretty soon. Again, I believe that after this election, okay, if indeed President Trump does get reelected, which I do believe he will, I believe he will easily, okay, but if he does, I would expect to see a lot of the people out there, both left and right, are going to need lawyers. Okay, because I think this book is not closed. I think you're going to see a lot of people that are going to have a lot of issues that they're going to have to deal with, and we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. But again, we talked about inflation. Well, what about drug prices? Right, they're going up. Okay, now again, I'm unhappy about that. I mean, again, this is really okay. This is the old battle between the doctors, the insurance companies, the pharmacies, the drug dealers. I don't mean the legal drug dealers. I mean the Pfizer's and those guys. Everybody's trying to screw the insurance companies. It's like they say it's $10. Insurance companies know it's worth $5, and they settle somewhere in between. In the meantime, who really pays for that? Okay, who is the one that pays for it? You and I pay for it. Okay, so again, it's enough already to see what's going on. Okay, and of course we look at everything that happens, everything that goes on, and again we end up footing the bill no matter what. Now, is that really where we want to be? Is to continue to be the payer of all the stupidity in Washington of our politicians? I mean, because we're the ones who get to pay for all their luxury lifestyles. We're the ones who get to pay for everything they do. Okay, but again, understand this: we are in the early stages of a recession. I don't care if the stock market's making new highs every day. Okay, you can see it. Rail traffic is lower. ISM manufacturing is lower. Truck traffic is lower. FedEx had bad earnings. Okay, yeah, Amazon is cleaning up. Okay, hey, look, they're the one store. They're a one-stop shop. Okay, you can get anything on Amazon. Okay, so but there are so many easy solutions. But look at the argument in the states alone, from legalizing pot. Now, again, I'm not a user, but I wish it was legal. But of course, the big battle is always how much is the government want to steal on tax money. Same thing with gambling. You realize gambling is legal in 50 states, okay, based on a ruling by the Supreme Court. But yet they can't all get it because the states want too much money. It goes back to when I was trading actively on the trading floor, and they go, "Why don't we'll just tax traders a nickel a trade extra?" Oh, that's no money, right? Well, okay, it's no money. Well, if you're trading 50,000 contracts a day, how much is that no money? It's a couple $100,000 a year that they want to take right out of the pocket of traders. Again, the system, the way that they're taxing it, the lack of discipline to put together a balanced budget and a real budget that makes cuts that they should be making versus continuing to expand and pay more. Okay, and any of you who have ever done any work with government agencies as far as the salesman's part, you know all about it, because they don't let one dime slide by at the end of the year. They're going to spend every dime so they can get their increase the next year. In the meantime, no inflation? BS. Okay, that's what I say to no inflation. That's a bunch of bull. In the meantime, this is Bubba's Bottom Line for Sunday, January the 5th, 2020. And of course, we're going to step out of a break and we'll be right back with more after the break. What's up, everybody? It is a new year. And of course, there's nothing like our hedging program. And our hedging program, we're having a webinar next Saturday on the 11th at noon Eastern. You can sign up for it on the website. Listen, you want to hedge? You want to be protected through the next downturn? Okay. You want to be like all the other 1,000 happy people that send me emails every time the markets go down thanking me? Okay. I think you got to check out this webinar. Okay. Because you're going to find yourself, instead of worrying and getting out and sitting in cash where there's no place to go with it, being able to stay in the market and continue to compound and prosper and make money throughout down markets. Okay. And, again, hey, it's no skin off my back. I know how to do it and I'm already done. Right. So I don't worry about it. I like to try to share and pass on knowledge. So you come and see me Saturday at noon and get to sign up for the webinar. You tell me what you think. In the meantime, don't forget about our high school program at Patreon, patreon.com/Bubba Trading. That's patreon.com/Bubba Trading. Now let's get back to Bubba's Bottom Line with your host, me, Todd Bubba Horwitz. Let's get back to the show. Welcome back. It is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Sunday, January the 5th of 2020. And, Yeah, well, markets made new highs again. Yeah, we had a big sell-off on Friday. Okay. But again, was it a big sell-off? What did we learn from Friday? Okay. The markets don't want to go down. Okay. Again, look, when I got up, the markets were down over 400. Okay. They closed down, I think, down under 2. Again, they're not ready to break. When they're ready, they will break down hard. But they are not ready yet. We are still long. We have not changed any positions. We're long across the board. Do you realize that those of you who listen to this show for the duration, we've been long the NASDAQ almost every week since this show began? Okay. And I'm saying, look, I'm not a genius. We use mechanical methods through a proprietary algorithm that tells us what side of the market to be on. And right now, the equities are still long. So why should I think that I'm smarter than the market? Okay. I mean, again, why the market is the market. You can't fight the Fed. You can't fight the tape. Stay with the positions. So we're long. We're not getting out. I didn't even think about getting out yesterday. Again, will I trade intraday back and forth? Yeah. I'll trade on both sides during the day. But at the end of the day, when I go home at night, I'm long. And I don't care. And it won't worry me when they go down. Okay. Again, I can't stress enough that you can't fight what's going on. Okay. Go with it. Go with it, young man and young woman. Go with it. Don't fight it. Okay. Gold, one of the fear assets, of course, exploded yesterday. Now, we've been on top of gold. There's another one, right? We were short gold. We were short gold from the last top. Came down. Said there was some bullish action. We're waiting. We got the trigger to turn it around at 1490. Now it's back to 1550. Right? And it looks like it wants to go higher. I would suspect that gold will take out the old highs. Not the 1900 highs, the 1566 we made in the last run up. I would suspect now we probably have that legitimate chance to run to 1600. But before I can say that, it's still got to get through 1566. In the meantime, we're long gold. I look for gold to continue to go higher. Now, I would certainly expect a pullback in the near term. Okay, because again, the market has been going basically parabolic. It cannot go. It has to pull back a little bit just because we cannot go straight up. You typically go up at about a 45-degree angle is the most bullish action to look for, but higher. Oil, we said for months here, look for the old highs made on the Saudi Arabia drone bombing. We made a perfect double top on Friday morning, okay? A perfect double top on Friday morning, right at those highs from the Saudi Arabia bombing and pullback. Now, again, could we go higher? Sure, you could go higher. Again, I'm never going to say we can't. I hate crude. I'm long it. And certainly if I had no position or wasn't trading mechanically, I'd be getting short right now. But I'm not. I'm staying long, just to be clear. Okay. But my opinion, that's my opinion. But I knew that we were going to test that high at least. So now let's see what happens. In the meantime, the beauty about our methods as well is our area to reverse keeps rising. And when we have a big spike up like that, okay, the sell point comes up faster. So again, it's based on everything that goes on in markets that I read in markets anyways. But in the meantime, we're still long crude oil. Bonds, we're still short bonds. Now again, they were up big yesterday. They've been really turning around. But if you look at the overall trend, they're still heading lower. But again, the fear assets did spike yesterday, with the exception of the dollar, which the dollar is breaking down. Again, we thought the dollar was going to get the par, it got to 99.70. But again, that's not par. It's not what we said. And now it looks like it's just breaking down. Now, again, that's obviously a lot of central bank and a lot of Fed intervention. Again, you can't. That's why you can't fight them. They have trouble in the repo market, but they keep creating cash. But what's going to happen now? Okay, when they stop that creation, okay, will that be the thing that causes the problem? And we don't know. Again, the markets will not break down on recession news or on other news. The market's going to break down. Eventually, there's going to be a black swan event. That will be what will be the trigger to send markets lower. In the meantime, okay, the bond should head lower, okay, because interest rates are trying to rise, even though the Fed is trying to keep their foot on top of the neck of them and not. And again, the dollar, the asset that the Fed controls the most, these fiat currencies with no backing, of course, this is what happens and why you see destruction, which is why the BS talk of no inflation is ridiculous because, of course, your dollars buy so much less that it's a joke altogether. Grains, they look really good. They didn't look so good on Friday, okay? But they do look good. Wheat continues to break out and lead the pack. Soybeans have broken out. Now they got hammered late Friday. We're not worried about that. We would expect those to be buyer. And corn broke out on Thursday, fell back below on Friday. So really still in consolidating, but we still like them. We think they're going a lot higher. I think it's going to be a great first quarter, maybe first half of the year for our farmers. And it'd be great, especially because now it's time to start to do those marketing plans and get to figure out how much money we're going to have to borrow to plant those crops. And again, maybe need help with those plans. Just shoot me an email at bubba@bubbatrading.com. That's right. That's what I do. It's one of the things that I do. And of course, I'll be speaking at a couple of the farming events throughout the next couple of months. But in the meantime, meats still look pretty solid. Okay. Now, hogs on Friday got hammered. I don't know what happened. Out of nowhere, they were down limit. Of course, we're long hogs. We're long them all. Okay. Cattle's been kind of bouncy, but again, working its way higher. But again, the 6 major products in the agricultural space that we trade, we are long all 6. We own all 6 and look for big movements. Now, again, if something changes, we're more than happy to change and go back the other way. We don't have to stay on one side or the other. We will be happy to change. Again, I have no opinion. I have an opinion, but I trade based on the math. I trade based on the algorithm. That's it. Okay. I'm not going to change anything else because, again, logic tells us it doesn't make sense to do that. So basically what we're seeing here is if you notice, the VIX index was soaring early. Okay, it was up almost 4 points early in the morning. By the end of the day, it was up 66 cents. Okay, again, all these are signs that are telling you, okay, that the market is not ready to break down yet. Okay, that's what you have to remember. The market will let us know. Now, we're not going to sell the top. Okay, we can't sell the absolute top because we'd be then trying to guess what the market's going to do. What's going to happen is there's going to be a sell-off. Okay, and we'll be looking at the subsequent rally and where to sell it, not trying to pick the top because, again, all those great geniuses out there, and I'm not going to mention names, but I'm sure you've had a million ads from all of them that made nothing but money, but each time you hear them, the world's coming to an end, the market's going lower, it can't go any higher, the rally's over, oh, well, and we keep making new highs. Now, you tell me. I mean, look at Apple. Apple's only up since August 100 points. Okay? Think about that for a minute. Okay? Again, no reason to fight the markets. Okay? You understand what's going on. Take your emotions out of it. You want to be in, and I am in, just full disclosure, I am 100% invested all the time. Okay? Because again, whatever I'm not trading with, I'm hedged and long. Because I can hedge, I can protect myself. That is the beauty of hedging, which is why I remind you about the class that's coming up. So in the meantime, again, don't try to time this market and say that the top is in. As long as the Fed is trying to create this bubble, which they are, as long as they keep pushing in money, we're not going lower. Okay, it's kind of that simple. Okay, I heard from somebody today that said, "Hey, it's been great. I'm selling these put spreads every week. I'm making a fortune." Of course, listen, everybody's a genius in a bull market. Okay, because the markets are predisposed, as you know, to go up. They've gone up for 150 years, an average of 8.5%. In the meantime, this is Bubba's Bottom Line, and of course, I'm going to step out here for a break and come back with my commentary. What would the new year be without me bitching about something? In the meantime, we're going to step out here for a break. We'll be right back with more of Bubba's Bottom Line on January 5th, 2020. We'll be right back. What's up, everybody? Okay, well, again, new year. Maybe it should be a new you. Maybe it's time to start hedging your portfolio. Maybe it's time to quit trying to chase the market and look for the risk-on, risk-off trade. Maybe it's time for you to learn how to hedge. You didn't have to think about it. And the beauty is we got software that does most of the work automatically for you. In the meantime, Saturday, noon, January 11th, I'll be doing a live webinar. You can see it. You can ask me all the questions you want. Check it out. Go to the website, BUBBA'S.com. Pull up the link. Register. You'll be all signed up and ready to go. And in the meantime, don't forget about our high school program as well at Patreon, patreon.com/Bubba Trading. That's patreon.com/Bubba Trading. This is Todd Bubba Horwitz. Let's get back to the show and my commentary. Welcome back to Bubba's Bottom Line, the first one of the year, January 5th of 2020. And of course, as you know, I always have something to say and some commentary. And as you all know by now, a major general got exterminated by President Trump, and all hell broke loose in Congress. And everybody wants to know in Congress, why weren't they told? Well, probably because they would have told them. Okay, between the idiot Schiff and Schumer and Pelosi, who I think she should be in a home somewhere, okay, because I think she has no clue of what's going on anymore. But in the meantime, I thought the most interesting thing was that there was a comment made, I forget the source, but it simply said, the right thing was done, but we have the wrong leader doing it. Now, where does that make sense? Okay, the right thing was done, but we have the wrong leader. Again, either it was right or it wasn't right. Again, I agree. I think it was right. I think that it's about time that America stood up to everybody else and quit giving everything away. Okay? Because again, this goes back to, remember, everything they give away, they're not paying for it. You're paying for it. I'm paying for it. And you know what? I'm tired of paying for all the crap. Okay? So Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders and all you other nuts on the way far left side, okay? A, you got no chance to win anyways. But B, you guys are all millionaires already. You've already got all your money. So why shouldn't you want to give everybody else's money away? You don't give yours away. Give yours away. Don't give mine away. Give your own away. You've made it. You got it. You can't tell the truth. But hey, listen, that's the way it is. And again, I encourage all of you who hate the current president. And listen, I don't take anything away that he's not an egomaniac and that he's not, a little pompous. I mean, again, let's not kid ourselves, okay? I know who he is, but I do know that I think he's got the best interest of this country in his heart. And I think he's got the best interest of how to go next. And he isn't not one of these types like Ron Howard, who said that, that he's no good. Not to mention how much money Ron Howard has made with him, okay, and everything else he's done. But in the meantime, okay, look, you got an election, you don't like him, vote him out. That's up to you, okay? In the meantime, quit whining, okay, and quit telling me, that because I think there's a recession, I shouldn't be long. Hey, I'm long until the market tells me differently. In the meantime, everybody, Happy New Year. Great to be here. Great to have off to a new year. And of course, we got football today. So who do we like in the games today? Well, we got Philadelphia, Seattle. Got a sneaky feeling I'm going to make a big bet on Philadelphia today. It seems like the wrong team, but I don't know. Seattle's in a lot of danger. I think Philadelphia just kind of on a roll. So we like the Vikings plus the points today. I think actually New Orleans goes to the Super Bowl, but I think this is a close game. We take the Vikings plus the points. In the meantime, happy, healthy, prosperous New Year. May it be great for everybody. Okay, and I look forward to see you tomorrow with Bubba's Daily Update, and of course every Sunday with Bubba's Bottom Line. Happy New Year all. We'll see you next week on Bubba's Bottom Line and tomorrow for Bubba's Daily Update.